The fourth time I'm reading Lawn Boy. I'm up to page 21. Remember, I'm also reading this just to get you thinking about the world of business, because remember, he has a lawn mowing business, but also he doesn't know what to do with the money when he earns it. Is he just going to spend it, or is he going to invest it so that the money makes money? Capital growth. I wonder what that means. You'll know that if you're an adult. Capital growth coupled with principles of product expansion, and his product is his lawn mowing business. I guess you'd say that I'm a pretty normal boy, intelligence-wise. I mean, it's true that my parents are very smart people, maybe not about money, but in other ways. My dad's full of ideas, because remember, he's an inventor, and how to tackle them. He even understands Einstein. My mother can do amazing complicated maths in her head. Well, I'm not like that. Now I can read and learn things, and I go to a regular school called Eden Prairie, and I get good grades. Maybe good is too strong a word. I get all right grades or results. We don't do grades at our school. And with an average brain and average grades, I lead a pretty average life. When I was small, I played with toys, and I made models, and sometimes I still make models. I went through a massive video game phase, some of you are doing that now, and I still like to play them now and then. I like girls, but I can't talk to them. And not a word. I try to be nice to everyone and polite to old folks, people over 20, hey, or 30. So there's nothing to explain what happened to me that summer. It's easy to say it was just all luck, but it's hard to believe there wasn't some kind of force behind it. After meeting Arnold, remember Arnold last time? He's the man that asked him to mow his lawn. After meeting Arnold, I wasn't exactly sure what he was going to do, but 2 days later, I mowed his lawn, and he told me that he would buy me not $35 worth of some kind of stock, but $40, which was the original amount that I'd wanted for mowing the lawns. You're right, he said, that is a fair price. I bought you stock in a small company that makes, really, coffins. They're starting up. They're just opening. And the stock is going for 50 cents a share. You'll work that out soon. Coffins, you mean for dead people? Right. But I don't want any coffins. Look, you're not getting any coffins. You're getting 80 shares of stock in a company called Memorial Wooden Container Corporation. Well, good, because a coffin, that's more trouble than I need right now. There's something wrong. We're standing on Arnold's front steps, and he hands me some kind of hippie iced tea that tastes sweet, but he said had no sugar in it, and he studied my face. Nothing really, it's just that I'm getting more and more jobs, and I can't do them all, and I have to start turning them down. Yep, that's called supply and demand. Arnold nodded. It's groovy, man. The very nature of the concept is an economic structure. You just need more mowers. You need more people to meet the growing demand. There's a demand for a product, and there's an ability to supply that product to somebody. Imagine lots of pencils are needed, but there's no one making enough pencils. There's not enough supply to meet the demand. So at the moment, how does he meet his demand for the number of people that want him to mow the lawns? Arnold's suggesting a couple of things. Turn and tell your neighbor what the things are that he's suggesting. More mowers and more people to drive those mowers. The previous lawn service, before of course the unfortunate incident, had a small crew of workers to handle the burden of all the lawns in the area. You need to start distributing the wealth, dispersing the work. Far out, it's beautiful. I know it seems interesting. Well, it might be beautiful, but I can't do it. I don't know anybody. I might, he held up his hand, be able to help you with this. Help me mow lawns? Even his smile looked round. No, I'm busy. But I've done some investing for a man named Pascal. He knows lots of people who are always looking for work. He's a good, reliable person. Known him for years. Can you come back here after dark? Well, sure, I suppose, but not really late because my parents want me at home by 9 o'clock. But alarm bells were ringing in his head. Why after dark? Very intuitive of him. Don't ever go to somebody's house after dark unless you're with your parents. Pasquale looks after his kids during the day. When his wife comes home from her job, then he goes to work. He mows lawns when people are sleeping. Arnold shook his head. No. He does other work that isn't so noisy. Trimming the grass around the edges and fertilizing. That sort of thing, like putting compost on. Quiet things that won't wake the neighborhood. In the dark, he wears a headlamp. Ingenious, really. I admire his creativity in the face of opposition. In other words, his wife works during the day, so he looks after the kids during the day. He needs to work at night. What does he do? He's worked his way around it. Entrepreneurship at its finest, like business at its finest. There are no impossibilities, just hurdles to be overcome. Is it, safe? Because Kenny Halverson's uncle said he didn't like half the things he saw in the daylight and that there was good reason for being afraid of the dark. If we were supposed to be out in the dark, Kenny Halverson's uncle said we'd be born with night vision goggles on our heads. Well, maybe he's right. Pasquale is honest, which is really what you wanted to know. And yes, he's safe. If you don't want to meet him, that's fine. Just keep your business at its present level. But if you want to expand, I think Pasquale can help you. 5 days earlier, I'd been wondering where I could find enough money for a bike inner tube. And now I was considering how I could expand my business to distribute work and disperse the wealth. So he's using his earnings and then he'll pay people. I shook my head at how weird things had gotten and I looked back at Arnold. Okay, I'm going to tell my parents and check in with them. Let's go talk to Pasquale. Groovy, I'll call him right now and we'll meet him tonight. And so we did. So perhaps you could think about what his hesitations were in this chapter. What were his hesitations? What were the negatives going on in his head?